Hello, I'm so glad you're here. This is Jenna from McGuire, and I'm really excited to have a guest artist for you today. Laurie Willison has actually been a guest artist twice already on my channel, but I love her work so much that I have her back again. She's going to show you how to create two simple but stunning cards with one process. So this is a 2-for-1 technique. It works great with any large stencils or stamps. She's also going to show you some of the great new products from Amy Tangerine's line over at Altenew. Great products. Amy's a good friend of mine, so I'm really excited to share this with you today. Let's go ahead and get started. So here's Laurie.
Hey everybody, it's Laurie Willison here. I am so excited to be guesting today on Jennifer McGuire's blog. She is such a sweet friend, and I'm so excited to share some new products with you for Altenew. Amy Tangerine has a new line of products for Altenew, and they are absolutely adorable. And if you know me, I'm a clean and simple stamper, a quick and simple stamper, and all of these new products lend so perfect for my style of card making. So let me show you all these fun new stamps. They're coordinating dies. We have a stencil and some really gorgeous new inks. So first up, let me show you the inks. There are 12 new colors, and I can just lay these out here for you so you can see. Look how pretty those are. I think you can see them all in my camera. Gorgeous pinks and reds and blues, just really good bright colors. I made a little swatch so you can see how vibrant these colors are. Check out that blue, Ride the Wave. It is gorgeous. Lots of great colors, bright and kind of good rainbow colors. Of course, they have the screw-on lid, Altenew's signature ink pad, and they're all kind of the woven juicy pad, except for the rose gold. It is the sponge pad. So the rose gold is really pretty. It has some nice shine to it, if you can see how shiny that is. I just stamped one of the images that you're going to see in the stamp set. There's also a set of cubes available, and everything here except for the rose gold, but you do get a permanent black pigment ink just in the small cube, so that's a nice little addition. So you have the black ink. All right, as far as stamps go, this first one is called A Fresh Start. There's several different fun little pattern images, and of course you've got the handwritten sentiments that are just adorable. I love Happiness is Handmade, so cute. You can also purchase the coordinating dies. These cut out the sentiments just perfectly. The next set is called Through the Rainbow. This coordinates with this Through the Rainbow stencil. If you can see that right there, it just blends out the perfect little rainbow. And you've got the different editions of the dots and little lined images for the rainbow, plus some sentiments, cute little bird, and of course you can also purchase the dies as well. The last stamp set is called Hug Life. It has the 3 different blooms, a couple of extra leaves, and then the handwritten sentiments. And of course you can also purchase the dies that go with it. I love that these have a nice tight open die so you can perfectly cut out your sentiments. So I have been making cards for about 16 years. I can't believe it's been that long. And I often find myself in a rut, and I always look back at old cards that I've made in the past, or Pinterest, going to Pinterest, of course, to find inspiration. But one thing that I really like to do is go back and case myself. So I find cards that I liked from the past, and it's fun to remake them. I found a set of cards that I really like, and I saw this rainbow and I thought it would be perfect just to kind of give it a fresh look. And I want to show you guys how easy this card is. These cards are to make with this new rainbow. A little bit of ink blending, and of course some sentiments and these blooms here. These cards are super easy, and let's get into it. So first thing I have here is a sticky mat. This mat was given to me years ago by my friend Cheryl. It has been well loved, but I just every once in a while will give it a little bath with some Dawn Power Wash, and it has remained sticky. So this fits perfectly inside my Misty, but it also will hold two A2 size cards perfectly. So I'm just going to take these I'm going to take these cards and score them at the top. You can use cards that open the other way too. In fact, these do. These open this way. We called those hamburger and hot dog when I was little. If you grew up in the 80s, you've probably heard that before as well. So I have my 2 card bases, and I'm going to line them up right here, pressing them together and just making sure that they're pretty even along the bottom, just like that. Now obviously this will come up, but if you just kind of add a little bit more of your bone folder, they will stay down flat. So just like that to begin with, and you've got both cards stuck down. I have my 2 stencils. This is the Through the Rainbow. This does come with the negatives. I've got these taped to the back. That way they stay in one place. I don't lose them. I don't use them that often, but they're there in case I need them. All right, so we have the 4, I don't know what you call them. Are they bows, rainbows? We're gonna just line these up here and basically putting the center of the 2 cards right in the middle of that rainbow. I'm going to use my Altenew blender in my 4 colors. We're going to use the Cherry Sweet, Tangerine Dream, Lemonade Stand, and Easy Breezy. So those are the 4 colors that we're going to use today. Now obviously with these stencils you have to mask off a piece. So you could do this several different ways. You could use tape. Altenew has this amazing light tack tape. You could use that. You could use Post-it notes. I just happen to have a roll of removable labeling tape, I guess. And we're going to use that to cover up and to secure the rainbow down. You could also just tape down some typing paper. And the great thing about this stuff is I'm going to reuse it. So when I'm ink blending, I set a clear acrylic block to the side. And basically, I use this as kind of like a palette. I'm going to take my ink and pick up some on the brush and then just rub it off onto the palette. And this way I have this little bit of ink to go from, but it's not absorbing. If you rub this on paper, it absorbs. This kind of gives me that extra ink to pull from. So I'm going to start right in the middle and just slowly, with a light hand, just blend into the rainbow. Then I can go back here and pick some more up. Always start light-handed, and that way you can build up the color. If you go too thick to begin with, sometimes it can look blotchy. These brushes from Altenew are my favorite. They have a nice big surface and they blend nice and smooth. All right, so that's it for the first one. Now we're gonna switch over back to the second stencil and line that up. They overlap just a bit, which is okay. I'm gonna use these pieces again. And you want to be sure to tape off any place where you could potentially overblend. And then I'm going to use another one of these that I just used to cover up right there, just to be safe. So I've cleaned off my palette. I have a new brush for the Orange Tangerine Dream. Gonna add ink to my brush and just tap a little bit of that off. And again, going in the center, just a quick, smooth, even blend. You want to go both ways, so you be sure to get all the sides. Wax on, wax off. Again, if you grew up in the 80s, you'll get that. All right, now we're going to take this one off and move back to the first stencil. Remove my Post-it tape. Line that up. The great thing about these is they don't have to be perfect. So it has just kind of a little bit of a wonky lineup, which is nice because, again, you don't have to be perfect. I am going to add one more piece here to the bottom just to cover up the bottom of the card. And then we're going to go in with Lemonade Stand. This is a nice bright yellow. All these colors are just so nice and bright. All right, we just have one color left. I take off my tape here. And we're going to add in the last little rainbow part here. And just cover up all those spaces. We'll do one up here just to be safe. Kind of hold it down. And we're going in with Easy Breezy. Again, load this up a little. Always start off of the stencil just to not get a blotch. Blotchy ink doesn't always look great. If you start slow, you just get that nice smooth blend. Now again, blending, you could go as light or as heavy as you want. Add in shading. You could make this rainbow look completely different with just a little heavier hand. But for now, this is what we've got. This perfectly half rainbow on both sides. So our next step is to add in a little extra color with some masking. So I'm going to use the Gradient Rainbow Washi Tape. This is great for card making as far as making the front of your card really pretty, but I also use it as a tool. Got a 3/4 of an inch mask for the front. I'm going to just line that up on the bottom, and I'm going to do that all the way around. And then we'll add a little to each side. And that way we have the perfect frame. If you press those sides down too, then you're locked down and your workspace won't move. We're going to go back in with Easy Breezy, and we're just adding a little bit of color to the sides. So starting off the page here, just going to add in a little sky. So just like that, it's super easy to add that. Now when you take the tape off, you want to just peel back to the side, flat with your surface and slowly, and that way you don't take off the top layer of your cardstock. I always love this, like the unveiling of the masked area. Perfect. So the next step is to add the designs in the rainbow. I'm going to go ahead and put my mat right in here inside my Misty. It fits perfectly. We're going to be using the Through the Rainbow set to add in the details. I'm going to use the larger of the dots here. I'm adding just a tiny piece of tape here at the bottom to hold those card bases down, and that way they don't flop. But we'll put in the dots right in here around that pink area, and then I'm going to add in this little lined image right in there. And again, they don't have to be perfect. Okay, I'll pick those up with the Misty. I'm going to be using Altenew's Obsidian black ink. I love this black ink. It's a nice, leaves a nice crisp image. And we'll just press that down. Perfect. I've already stamped this sentiment and this flower. The flower is from the Hug Life set. Just gonna grab the die for this and tape this down. I just love these dies with these thick black images. They line up so well. And then again, the Through the Rainbow set has the Shine Bright. So I'm gonna grab that die using some just removable clear tape. And let me cut these out right quick. And now to take these off the sticky mat, I'm just gonna bend the sticky mat so these will come off, almost pop off. Gonna use some foam squares here on the back of the flower. You could use fun foam die shapes. If you cut them out with fun foam, you could use foam tape. You could just adhere them straight down to your card, but I love foam squares. I love dimension. My cards are generally pretty simple, but I like when there's dimension on the top. I'm gonna just place that down almost like a little cloud. And then the Shine Bright, we're gonna do the same thing. Just a few more little foam squares. Do you find these everywhere in your house? I do. They're stuck to flip-flops and they just find their way around my house. It's pretty interesting. I'm gonna place that right so it's just overlapping the rainbow just a little bit. Okay, our last step is to add in 2 stamped images. We're gonna use, from the Fresh Start stamp set, we're gonna use Enjoy the Little Things. I'm gonna place that right there. Since it's a handwritten font, it doesn't always have to be lined up perfectly again, which is so nice. I'm gonna add in some more Obsidian ink and press that down. That was perfect the first time. I like it. We're gonna use the bird here from the Through the Rainbow stamp set. And we're just gonna add that right above the sentiment. Again, with some more Obsidian ink. And press that down. So that is it. I felt like the last thing, it needed a little something. You could add sequins, you could add some liquid enamel dots, things like that. I'm just gonna grab these clear dots. I'm using the Precision 2-in-1 glue pen, and we're just gonna add a few of these around the front. I like to lay them out first and make sure I've got them right where I want them, and then glue them down. So I think that looks good. So the gel pen is, or the glue pen is super easy. I just pick these up with the wax pen and then just press down and the glue comes out of the tip. I'm going to press down till I have a good little spot there and then add in the little dewdrop and a third one there. And then the same thing here. Just press down. This is really good adhesive. These things stick pretty quickly. One here, and then a small one down here. So again, if you're ever having a hard time finding inspiration, check Pinterest, type in card sketches. There's tons of card sketches that have been saved online. That'll sometimes just pull you out of a little stamper's block, or go back and find one of your old cards and remake it. That's always fun to do. That's what I've done here today. So I hope that you've enjoyed this card. Definitely check out this new Amy Tangerine for Altenew collection. It is adorable, and it makes for the most fun, quick and easy cards. Again, thank you, Jenna, for letting me hang out here today on your blog, and I hope you guys have had fun. I'd love to see any cards that you make with the Amy Tangerine collection, so definitely tag Altenew and tag me if you want so I can see. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for stopping in.
Thank you so much, Laurie. I love these cards, and I kind of hope you'll send one of them my way. If you're interested in the supplies that Laurie uses, I have it linked below in my YouTube description. At the end here, I'll link to the other 2 guest videos that Laurie did for me years ago. She always has really unique, fun ideas. And below in my description, I will link to Laurie's YouTube channel. All right, I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for spending this time with us.